Well, now to this at 9. A chaotic meeting was held on the west side tonight for residents impacted by last weekend's devastating floods.
WGN's Alyssa Donovan is live in Austin tonight with more. Alyssa.
Yeah, Ray and Jackie, hundreds of people came here tonight to the Northwest Austin Council Community Center, hoping to get some answers on how to deal with the damage left by floodwaters from the excessive rain we received last weekend. That meeting space ended up being far too small for the amount of people who came out tonight, and that meeting was partially held on the sidewalk, spilling into the street here so that everyone could hear what resources were available, what local officials had to offer. Many residents we talked to unhappy with what they heard at tonight's meeting.
We need results. Everybody walking in puddles of water and everything, and they not telling us where we could go, what we could do, or who gonna help us.
A meeting set to take place inside the Northwest Austin Council Community Center on Thursday was moved outside to accommodate the hundreds of residents who showed up looking for answers.
I don't know how many people they thought was gonna come to this meeting. They have it in that little video room. They didn't expect this larger crowd.
Those who gathered, all victims of devastating flooding that occurred over the weekend.
They came looking for some form of relief from the recent flood. I think this is a travesty to have all these people out here and no information to be given.
1 in 4 homes in Austin were impacted by flooding from excessive rainfall. Many residents facing thousands of dollars in damage to their basements or garden apartments that insurance will not cover. A majority of the homes belong to senior citizens who are concerned about their ability to clean up the damage and the problems the wet drywall may cause on their health.
I'm limited to what I can do. And so just trying to get everything out because of the mildew and things like that for safety and health concerns.
Nearby Cicero was also flooded during the same storm and declared a disaster area to allow for assistance from FEMA. Many residents who came to the meeting Thursday were hoping to hear a similar declaration about the west side of Chicago, but no concrete answers were given on any immediate relief funding for those who live in Austin. Congressman Danny Davis spoke about continuing to request federal funding, along with allocating money from both the state and the city.
We're also going to ask, and we're asking our newly elected mayor and the county board president and the governor's office, all 3 of them work coordinatedly together to try and generate the money that we're talking about. Money has to be appropriated.
A member of the Chicago Office of Emergency Management also spoke to the crowd about using 311 to report their flooding issues and the importance of doing that in order to help officials map which areas were hit the hardest. Many of the people who came to the meeting expected more solutions than what they heard.
When I say nothing, I mean nothing. Clothes, couch, bed, everything is gone. And they're not giving us answers here. This is nothing. I mean, you're talking to people, but you're not saying anything.
And earlier today, State Representative LaShawn Ford did outline a plan that would involve collecting donations in order to help some of the senior citizens in this community that were impacted by that flood that and help some of that repair the damage. However, a lot of the residents we spoke to tonight strongly that funding should come from either a federal, state, or city level to help repair their homes. Reporting live tonight in Austin, Alyssa Donovan, WGN News.
Very frustrating, to say the least. Thank you, Alyssa.